Hello and welcome back to Critical Rocket, everyone. This is a second go by myself and Verrak. Say hello.
Hello.
And today we're going to be taking a question from Denchi Dean, on the comments. He was asking about what our views are with certain mechs and how they're toward the lower tier, like in the clan. Idea is the Adder, the Summoner, and the Warhawk, and what we do to balance them. So let's start with the Adder, since it's the light mech. For those who don't know, the Adder is the 35-ton clan light at the moment. It's the heaviest of the three. The standard prime build is 2 ER PPCs and a flamer that you can't remove. Verrak, what would you do to kind of improve that build, that mech?
I mean the Prime variant.
I guess just overall. I mean, I use the prime variant a lot, but
Well, the RPPCs are way too hot, in my opinion. I would use a either swap out a few modules, like the torsos or something, to add another weapon, or add a smaller weapon that you can do a larger group of.
hmm.
Because I do really feel that the heat from the two ER PPCs are way too high for the small mech. You can't even fit enough heat sinks.
I guess the issue, it comes back again to Ghost Heat, doesn't it? And the way it kind of cripples certain mechs in the way they initially start life in MechWarrior, and how obviously players have to essentially fix them by, as you say, taking out like the PPCs because they're too damn hot to put in like a large laser, which, although it's still hot, you need something with high damage for that mech.
Yeah, that's why I'm a great proponent on the Adder to use all the missile slots, or try to do as many small energy weapons as possible,
Yeah, a
just to
bunch
balance
of
it out.
like small lasers or pulse lasers, that kind of thing.
Yeah, medium pulses do great work in the Adder, and also so does the SRM4s. They do also do great work.
Funnily enough, I guess what this highlights in the list, when you read it, just going by the prime variants, you've got the Adder, the Summoner, and the Warhawk, three mechs that coincidentally all use Clan ER PPCs. So I guess the main issue is the fact that clan weapons maybe should have a slightly different balance pass compared to Sphere.
Oh, now then, you know what the PGI is gonna give you for answer. If you separate the IS with the clans, it's gonna be too much work. They can't do that. Like a separate queue. Oh
Oh
no,
god,
it's
no.
too much work.
Like 10v12, you know,
Yeah, no, no.
Community Warfare grind to a halt. I know some people like are perfectly fine with 12v12, but I guess the main issue at the moment is not so much the numbers, it's the fact that the entire gameplay feature of Community Warfare is, if you're attacking, Zerg Rush. That just doesn't feel BattleTech or even MechWarrior, really, does it?
No. And also the feel that the meta has changed really, really, really for the worse almost to Community Warfare, because when you look at it, it's all PPCs, it's all Gauss rifles, and it's all LRMs.
Hmm.
There's no medium lasers, there is no small lasers. They are completely useless in Community Warfare.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're using a light that's built specifically to hop the wall and just shoot generators, yeah, everything's got to be ranged sniping weapons now.
Oh yes. Well, the defender team, they will always have all snipers. The attacking team will be almost entirely medium lasers on small light mechs, and do a Zerg rush, get all the generators, and then die.
I did read recently that I think is it the 9S Thunderbolt that has the PPC quirks? That they were
Yeah,
going
the
to. Yeah, the 3
three
PPC.
ER quirks. So range, cooldown, and heat.
Yeah, I heard that they were going to fix that, or they were going to change the quirks, and then apparently a load of people who obviously used the build complained about this proposed changes, and now no changes are happening at all, so no progress was made.
Good old forum lobbyists.
Yay! The minority speaking for the majority.
Well, you know, PGI has alienated the majority for quite a while now. because they're trying to trying to catch as much as possible of the minority. That being said, 12-year-olds with no ties to the game or the BattleTech franchise whatsoever. They have no memories. All they see is a cool game with lots of big stompy robots which they can modify, and immediately they go out on the forums, complain that they don't know how to fix their mechs, they want a meta build, which build is the best one, and then they stick to it. And they stick to it so hard that when the PGI proposes, well, to balance out the game, we will need to kill this meta. Then this little small minority, all comprised of new gamers, scream, and they scream on top of their lungs, almost louder than the majority, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an issue that it's going to be ongoing for a long time with community warfare. I'm glad it's here, but there need to be a lot of proposed changes to how, probably even an entire balance with the weapons again, just to suit the needs of community warfare.
Well, the Adder is suffering for it.
Yeah, you barely see them on clan drops. I mean, what was the clan light that's used the most is mislinks, isn't it? Because of the ECM capability.
And also, anything with low slung arms is immediately a no-no in community warfare.
Well, that pretty much buttfucks the clans anyway, because virtually every mech in the clan arsenal is a low slung.
Well, some of them, like the Hellbringers, have energy weapons up in the torso, high up in the torso, so they can actually work around this. But still, if you don't have any weapon slots that sits high up, which means you can only stick your head out, fire, and then go back down again, then you're basically butt fucked, because as soon as you have to clear half of your mech out of cover to fire, then you're done for.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see if they're going to make any changes to the existing maps and future maps to have different ways of utilizing terrain to achieve the objectives. Because at the moment, all of them are walk up a ramp and shoot a generator, which means you expose yourself to blow up an item while the defenders can just snipe you with the aforementioned PPC builds or, Gauss rounds.
Oh well, I think Sulphur's Rift have solved some of those issues.
The cover they added works, yeah.
Yeah, it worked really well because two of the jennies are actually hidden, so you have to walk up and round the cover before you can actually take care of the enemy mech firing at your jennies. So that was a nice fix, and it's good to see that PGI is on top of it and trying their best to balance it out.
Yeah, it's going to be an ongoing process. It's a pity that obviously the holiday break period has created a situation for them where they're now sort of behind on their patching schedule.
Well, back on topic, because we're derailed quite a bit here.
Yeah. Are there any Innisphere mechs then that would need some kind of fix as well? Because I mean, one that springs to mind is probably the Trebuchet. That's virtually dead these days. I never see it in community warfare.
Shadowhawk.
I see a lot of them running SRM builds these days.
Well, that's mostly in public games. In community warfare, they there are mechs that do the things Shadowhawk does better.
Yeah. The problem with the Shadowhawk was the tabletop. It's this great all-round mech that sometimes uses as a command vehicle, and then you can't translate that obviously to MechWarrior, where you can just switch whatever the hell you want out of a mech. And yeah, if you can fit a Gauss rifle onto a mech of a similar weight, then you're going to do it. And that's why I guess the Hunchback doesn't have any of its uniqueness, because hell, I could put an AC-20 on a Shadowhawk, I could put an AC-20 on this medium mech.
Yeah.
And I think it really does impact.
If you try an energy build on the Shadowhawk, then the Cicada can do it so much better.
Yeah, and be faster.
Yeah. And then we have all the others. We have the Wolverines and the Griffins.
I think the only way you could probably balance out Clan Mechs, for an example, is basically give them a quirk system the same way as the Innisphere mechs have gone.
Yeah, but then we run into the same problem. Clans are OP.
They are kind of meant to be OP. If it was 10v12, I wouldn't mind, but 12v12 in the OP, I can see that being an issue.
Yeah, and if they do quirks for the clans, then they become OP, and we'll have the whole discussion about 10v12 again. And PGI will have to say once more, we will not do it because it's so much work.
So you would just suggest basically a hardpoint redesign for most of these clan mechs that suffer?
No, I would suggest they get their thumb out of their ass and do 10v12.
Well, yeah. I mean, probably one of the big things they could do to alleviate some of the issues is ghost heat. I mean, just do away with the system. Find something better. Better has been suggested.
Well, like, since they have the quirks, they can do away with ghost heat all entirely. They don't even have to replace it. Because
That's the point.
the quirks will always be better than the meta build.
Yeah, like the 3ER PPC Thunderbolt, basically with a 25% heat reduction on top of the rounds it's firing anyway, doesn't need the ghost heat anymore. It kind of cancels itself out.
Yeah, so imagine if you take off the ghost heat, how he can keep on firing all day without stopping. But then again, he would have issues because every other mech who has lasers, ER lodges, can keep firing at him as well because they don't have to worry about ghost heat.
You know what the better suggestion would be? Just fuck it all off. Start back fresh, square one, and just fucking go from there.
Oh, you're in dangerous country now.
No.
Yes, you are. Because
Here comes the flame
rollback...
train.
Yeah. A rollback to... what are you gonna do? Lock on my mechs, which aren't even released yet, and do a complete rollback, or are you gonna... What are you gonna do? Are you gonna lock all my clan mechs?
I wouldn't lock the clan mechs in. I just think maybe a whole new balance pass needs to be done because they balance the game for inner sphere weapons against inner sphere weapons. Then they introduced the clans, and there hasn't really been much in the way of balance passes since then. They really need to go over it completely from square one, I think.
I don't think they need balancing. They just need to be what they are. They are better weapons. Go figure. The clans, they have been fighting for so long and developing better weapons than the IS has. And IS have been destroying their own facilities and thereby crippling themselves technology-wise.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
I agree that the clans should be better. I think the clans actually do get penalised a little too much in game.
And that's what I mean. 10v12. That thumb out of the ass. 10v12. Get the code monkeys, take them out of the closets, get them to work.
Sorry, how long has this been? Right, I think we probably hit the limit of our time. So, I don't think we have actually achieved anything on this one, but hopefully this has been entertaining for you to listen to and to watch me fail in a dragon on Alpine Peaks on some pub matches. Also played alongside Verrak and Caiaphas Kane, I believe, who was not available for the recording today.
Yeah.
So, if you folks like this, you want to hear more, I'm good with arranging more of these in the future with Verrak if he's available for recording. Until then, thanks for listening, everyone. Have a good week, and keep your eyes peeled for more Lore Warrior videos coming up, and in the future, more actual mech videos. Critical Rocket and Verrak signing out.
Bye-bye.